stuff, Wendell. So what should we talk about this week with hardware?
Well, I think you and Paul are going to cover a ton of stuff on hardware, but the only thing that I want to mention for all the ultra nerds in the audience is, oh no, there's another Intel bug, an Intel math bug. It turns out it can't calculate sine. There's a new F sign instruction, and apparently
I
it's
know
got
all about
problems.
the F sign. Learned a lot about that in LA when I cut some guy off. Anyway, go ahead.
Something math pun is a sign of insanity. I got to
wait.
use that joke 2 weeks in a row.
I'll not make it a third. By next week, they'll have come and taken me away.
So apparently, the current Intel CPUs have a fairly serious hardware bug to do with how accurate they are with computing F sign, and it can deal. This particular instruction can deal with insanely large numbers, but in the worst case scenario, it only maintains 4 bits of accuracy. So that's sort of bad. The historical context of this: Intel does this about every 10 years. The last bugs that I can remember off the top of my head were the FDiv bug and the FOOF bug. The FOOF bug was awesome because if your program encountered it, the CPU would just stop and there was nothing you could do. And it was a hardware problem. And I don't think they ever issued a recall for that. I think they fixed it on the die, but I don't think you were eligible to get a warranty replacement. But operating system vendors were able to work around it at the operating system level. And then the FDiv bug was a floating point division bug. And I think they did eventually issue a recall on that because a lot of financial companies were like, hey, all our floating point calculations are having problems. Not all of them, but it was a pretty rare problem like the other thing. And so Intel was like, all right, we'll issue a recall because enough people grumbled about it. So it'll be interesting to see if they're able to fix this with a microcode update, some clever hack or something. But probably this means these cool new sign instructions won't be used for a generation or two because, oops.
You know, I want to talk about some gaming too because Paul and I didn't cover gaming, so I do want to talk a little bit about gaming, and I want to talk about the Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor nonsense that's going on. You can't call it a conspiracy because it's actually happening. So the problem that we're having is, well, it's a journalistic problem. A lot of the publications out there, not publications, a lot of the publishers out there, the game publishers, they'll contact a company and they'll be like, hey, could you give us a good review? We'll hook you up. We'll buy plenty of ads on your website so that when the game comes out, you're going to be making a lot of money. But you just can't say anything negative. That stuff's been going on for a while in the print world and in just online media world. But now everyone's looking to YouTube as they're looking at the YouTubers and like, oh, these are our new evangelists. Look at their large audiences and that sort of thing. So what went on with Middle Earth: Shadow of Mordor is they offered lots of big YouTubers money. They offered them review codes, and they said, you know what? We'll give you all this stuff ahead of time so that you guys can have, breaking reviews. Like on day one, you guys will have the game. You'll have the game ready to go as far as your review goes. Everything will be ready, and you'll get lots of hits. But you're going to get money. Money is nice. You like money, yeah. You will buy ads, whatever you want. You just can't say anything negative. And if you say anything negative, then you're not going to get a copy of the game. Or unless you can agree to these terms, you're not going to get a copy of the game. So that happened, and some of the YouTubers out there, are saying some pretty nice things about it. I was kind of wondering why this game was getting so many wonderful reviews. It does look like a pretty good game, but Total Biscuit is tearing him a new one. So, way to go, Total Biscuit. Here's one of his quotes here. As an FYI, Shadow of Mordor on PC was given out early to a bunch of YouTube channels for brand deals. Expect lots of content on launch. And then he tweeted, I am very much disapprove of this practice and I hope it doesn't become commonplace. The mixed messages regarding review copies are troubling. And then we also have a video down here from Bookie2988, so you guys can check that out if you like. But, I mean, they didn't contact us. I think they knew what would happen if they would have contacted us. I would have...
or we're just too small.
Yeah, there's that too.
A tiny corner of the internet where only the neckbeards and the gray hats watch. Yeah, I know.
They should. I'm waiting. I really want one of them to contact us because I really want I want the chance to like pretend I'm going along with it and then like not, and then just see what they do to me. That would be fun. Be like, oh yeah, great. That'd be great. And I'll sign all the paperwork, but I'll sign it like Jesus Bob Dole Vila or something. Bob Dole Vila. That'd be weird. And then
the Messiah that can make his own cross. That's not good.
and is running for president currently with one arm. Wow.
Bob
Well.
Dole's ink pen hammer or pen knife.
He hammers
We could
everything
turn this
together
into-
with his penknife.
Yeah.
Wow. Andy can, and never mind, and it turns water to wine or something. So, well then, I think now's a good time to cut over. I'm kind of curious to know what you guys think of this sort of thing. I think it's a despicable practice, and screw all the companies involved with this kind of stuff. It makes me really, really, really worry about game reviews on the internet. Now it's going to be much more difficult. I'll be more willing to listen to a user review or a review from someone whose channel is not that big. And you know, I usually just go online and try to find someone playing the game or some gameplay footage and watch just a little bit of it. Not enough to, you know, spoil anything, but just a little bit of it. That's usually what I do now. But the high review scores really help sales. So let me know what you guys think about all that nonsense. And now it's time to cut over to me hanging out with Paul. So go ahead and take it away, me and Paul. Well then, this is the tech, but it's the very bad tech. That's why I came to California, so we could do a very bad version of the tech.
You told me we were going to do a very good tech. Breaking all the rules of improvisation there, and I negated what you said. My apologies. We're going to keep everything positive from now on.
No, I actually prefer improv with no rules, and I prefer improv that I like when you negate. It's like makes it a lot more fun, in my opinion.
Ah, okay.
Like my favorite improv ever is when we'd be doing something and some guy'd be like laying on the floor crying, and the other guy's like, "Get off the floor, you're 37." Just totally negate his whole baby routine. It's the best.
Yeah.
It's like no. Yeah.
Makes-
What do we?
makes
So
more of a
anyway, if
challenge.
you just joining us, you're watching the tech where the points don't matter, and yeah.
Everything's made up. I
Yeah,
believe?
everything's made up, and well, except for talking about some real things, but we're going to make everything up. This is going to be kind of just a short little segment with Paul. Then I'm going to go back and talk about more things with Wendell.
Hi, everybody.
We didn't actually prepare too much because
No, we didn't.
because you were working all day at Newegg.
We're frightfully unprepared for this.
Yeah.
But I'm sure at least a few of the things we say maybe will be edifying, or perhaps
Perhaps the audience is going to kill themselves.
we might at least relieve your stress levels with a chuckle here or there. I hope. I don't know.
We'll come and squeeze it out of you.
It's the best we can offer.
All right. So yeah, how do I use this program? There. Oh, we've yes, that's how it works.
It's like you dropped us into a pit.
Large thumbs, large thumb syndrome.
Oh, yes.
These guys are all wow. Everyone needs a large thumb now because the phones are getting so large. And I mean, so this is a real product from Japan. I'm just going to go ahead and play this video because it's amazing. It is amazing.
So this is a real problem now. The size of phones. The music is terrifying.
It's amazing. Oh god, I'm embiggening this right now.
This is right up there with a Jaws film.
This can't be real.
Look at all the engineering that went into this product.
Whatever. So it's ingenious. Don't you want one?
Like, kind of. So I dabbled in magic when I was younger, and one of the things that they give you is a fake thumb
For the
for things you can do, like
handkerchiefs and stuff.
yeah, push the handkerchief in it.
You know what
That's
Richard
this
said
made me
about
think
those?
of.
I asked him if he had a false thumb, and I was
Yeah.
like, well, those are easy to spot. And he's like, well, the good magicians don't actually wear it on their thumb, you idiot. I was like, oh, you just like palm it and then like,
Ah.
it's like, ah. But now we know all your secrets, magicians.
I do not have a large phone yet, so I have not had to deal with the stress or the pain internally of having a phone that was too large for my thumb to reach the icons on the opposite side.
But now you can.
But now,
Where's that 1+1? It's over there somewhere.
any fear that I have is now relieved. I don't know.
I don't know. It's
Gone.
on the roof again. It
Really?
always it keeps getting up on the roof. I don't
Where
know
is
how.
your phone?
I don't know how it keeps doing that. Oh, it's in my pocket.
Mystery solved.
Right.
Excellent.
There you go.
All right.
And then try on the false thumb. Where's the false thumb?
We have a false
That's what it's
thumb?
in. It's in my back pocket. Never mind.
Where's the? We have one.
Huh?
I didn't know that you brought. You
I didn't
brought
bring a false. I don't have a
you
false.
brought a sample in for this particular.
I flew
can
one in
see
this
that.
morning.
My hand. See my thumb there. This is the
Mhm.
problem they're trying to solve. That you could.
And
you
you're a gargantuan American type
could,
person.
You could overextend this muscle right there, and
Uh-huh.
perhaps dislocate something.
You pull that, you'll be out of commission for a
Yeah,
month.
Exactly. So
Won't even be able to read.
it's a product I highly recommend. Everyone should get one.
See, you know what I want? I want false fingers so that I can lay in the bed and still use the computer from across the room.
Like the Thing Longer?
What?
The Thing Longer.
Is that a thing?
That's from Futurama. The professor invents the Thing Longer. It's just like a super long finger extension so he can push a button from across the room.
I want the thing longer. I didn't know that
it's the Thing Longer.
Things that I didn't know that existed that I needed.
Oh.
All right.
No, they call them fingers, but I've never seen them thing.
Oh, I've got another riveting article here for you. Some scientists are ready to test lab-grown penises on men.
There they go.
Now you can get a lab-grown penis.
A lab-grown penis?
Yes, there it is.
This is such a diverse topics that we're just discussing on today's The Tech. So I guess the idea here is that if one is not enough, you can add additional ones.
You know what? This ain't the WAN show. Let's keep
You
moving.
can go for a glove.
Let's keep on moving. Nope.
Put like a latex glove.
You can put them on different parts of your body.
Moving along.
Yeah, like I said.
I agree.
Move right along here.
Let's keep things more highbrow here. Okay.
I'll kick you in the knee after you install a penis there.
All right. So let's talk about clickbait. Is that what we're discussing next?
Oh, yes, clickbait. This is actually a 100% true, verified story that this 13-year-old girl will be the first person on Mars.
Absolutely. There's no chance of anything.
Oh, wow, that music. I'm very sorry to everyone out there in the audience. It's playing on yours, too, so
My laptop keeps playing music randomly.
it won't even show her. Oh, well. It's like just being bad.
Right.
So
you guys get the idea.
Yeah, Alice says she's 13 years old. She's been to all 3 of the NASA space camps. She really wants to be the first person to go to, to touchdown on Mars. And a BBC article. It's totally clickbait, guys. I mean, why are you even, God. When I first saw this, here's the reason I clicked on this article. I thought, oh, wow, a 13-year-old going to Mars, 13-year-old girl going to Mars. It's just like going to be like a substitution for, a monkey or something.
That's fascinating.
I guess they figured the only thing louder than a monkey was a 13-year-old girl.
That could be a premise for like a blockbuster Hollywood summer film,
13-year-old just like shoved into
girl.
against her will.
Yeah, it's one of those kind of action, kind of comedies.
Yeah.
She learns that that she shouldn't treat her younger brother meanly, and she should be nice to him.
Because he's been out in the back like building a rocket ship. And
Exactly.
Then she learns what it's for after she's ridiculed him.
But clickbait sucks.
I totally fell for it. I really didn't. I don't know. I thought I thought maybe NASA had already signed her up to do this, but it doesn't look like she's. I mean, maybe she's a top. I don't know.
So if I may take the opposite side here, that this is not the most egregious use of clickbait that I have seen. They do use the word "could," which indicates some sort of ambiguity.
Yeah,
there.
but it's a question, though. It's forcing you to click to see the answer.
So but what this really speaks to is this is BBC. This is BBC News Magazine, and
magazine news.
I don't know if the news magazine thing. I like how we keep falling into a.
It is news magazine, yeah.
Endless hole. So
BBC News Magazine online newspaper.
I do like BBC News. It is one of the news sources that I go to because I feel like when I go there, I can read news that isn't just like, oh, what did Kanye do this week or the Kardashians or whatever, anything like that. Or at least I don't have to filter through those to get to something that's of slightly more substance.
Well, we got some airstrikes going on here. Let's see what's happening.
All right,
airstrikes. Hugh Grant reenacts famous scene. Now, which famous scene could it be? You have to click it.
That's true.
That's clickbait.
It's all clickbait.
Yeah, U.S. hostage.
U.S. hostage is now a very dedicated Muslim.
I wouldn't call that clickbait, Mara. I mean, maybe someone wants to read to see why he's changed his mind and decided to
It's more
do
of
that.
a tale of redemption.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
The decline of society and all that.
Perhaps. More of a...
All right. Let's get down to business and talk about what really matters in the world, and that's hardware.
All right.
That's hardware.
That was...
With Paul's hardware. I'm talking about hardware.
Oh, nice. That's like when they work the name of the movie into the movie. Like
Whoa, we said it! We said it!
But wait, we're going into Jurassic Park. Okay. No.
Well,
no, thanks.
Look at all of Paul's hardware.
Yeah, it's right there behind us. No, thank you so much for the shameless plug. Thanks for having me on, by the way. Great to be here.
I'm in your house.
Thanks for being in my house. Not that I have much choice. Logan's like, Paul, I'm coming to your house. I'm going to shoot the tech there. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So,
and
I had no
Jay's not
problems with
invited. The GTX 960, it might be delayed, and a lot of times when you see a GPU delayed, it's because like something went wrong. Maybe they're having a problem making enough of them. Maybe something went wrong with in the fab lab. Maybe the tooling wasn't right. Maybe something's wrong with the PCB and they have to redo a bunch of them. Maybe the RAM modules are there's a shortage of them or something.
Mm-hmm.
But this one is being delayed because the 970 and the 980 are just doing too damn well. You guys have been buying up the 970 and the 980 at such a rate that now you're not going to get the 960.
Did you guys know that would be the
The
result?
Yeah.
That would be the result of your actions.
Spending
Did
your
you know
sweaty money. Now you're depriving all the kids
No,
who want the 960.
I say you guys as an accusing sort of thing, but no, I'm also part of this. Wait, let's
You bought a nine-
Let's get a visual.
let's
aid
get one.
going on. Hold on.
Oh, God.
Uh,
What do you got, 980s, 970s?
Here's a 970.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna discuss the GTX 970 here. So here's the thing: whenever a new GPU is coming out, I feel privileged to be in a position where I sometimes get word of it a little bit beforehand. And whenever they're coming out, I always have some speculation going on as to what the price is going to be. Because anytime something is new, manufacturers often have the huevos to say, oh, it's brand new, we can charge whatever the heck we want for it. When I heard the price of the 970 though, I was like, holy crap. And I bought one. And I normally don't buy video cards, especially like higher end
Right.
ones. So I'm actually pretty finicky when it comes to that
I think the
sort of
last
thing.
thing I bought was like a 290X or something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's been quite a while. So my thoughts were on the one hand, well, way to go NVIDIA, because really I think what they're doing there is kind of putting the smackdown on AMD, really negating the I think the price point, the price to performance that they got, especially with the
Yeah.
290. This to me was aimed directly at the 290 because this does outperform the 290. And for $330, I'm like,
It even nips at the heels of the 290X and in a lot of benchmarks.
does?
I've seen it in some benchmarks. I haven't
well, I got
tested it directly against the 290X.
I got this one to 1500 megahertz, and at 1500 megahertz, at least in the tests that I ran, it was beating the 290X.
Uh-huh.
Granted, that's not going to be across the board. It's going to depend on the games that you play and everything. But I like when that happens because it's great to get a brand new architecture, a brand new GPU architecture, right at launch, and to feel like you're getting a reasonable price for it and not having to pay 500 plus for it. And I think that's why this has been such a popular card, even more
Right.
so than what typically the 60 level card is, which is usually around $250.
Yeah.
But $80 more
It's-
for this, and the 960 isn't even out, of course, as we've already mentioned.
For the rest of the years, do you think? You think this is going to be the card? Sorry about the AC and everything, guys, but it's hot.
It's a little warm here in
You
California.
guys can deal.
in October.
Yeah. Do you think this is going to be the card for the rest of the year, or do you think maybe if the 390 or whatever comes out, you think we're going to see some competition there, or what do you think? Do you think this one's going to be the biggest seller of the year? I'm leaning for yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, if you're looking at video cards right now, and you're looking at the price point that most people buy at, most like kind of your average gamer, which is right around $250, that's usually the sweet spot. This for not too much more.
Well, $100 is a lot to some people.
Okay, I call it 80.
Oh, $80 more. Oh, that's right.
$80.
You got a deal, man.
I did. So this one, this is the superclock version from EVGA.
And it's got the ASICS cooling unit, so that's
And
not
it's got
like
the ACX cooler. It was $340 with a $10 mail-in rebate, so essentially the same price as the reference model. So I was happy about that. But yeah, to me, it doesn't make sense to buy the older architecture right now when you have this. Like, save up a little bit more money, talk your parents
here's the
into,
other thing.
into spending more.
I've seen some GTX 780 units going for around $300, $299 on sale, and that is really attractive. But these things are, to me, it seemed like it was it was faster than the 770, but not always faster than the 780.
I have a 780 in my main system right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to continue to run it for now, mainly because I need the 970 to be readily available to run benchmarks and stuff like that. But anybody who's making that, it's a tough choice. 780 is still a very powerful chip. Think about the 780. When it came out, it was $650. It was the top end card.
And then they have this. Well, and then also the 780 Ti came out, and that's what I'm currently running, and I'm going to keep running it because that card is almost as fast as the 980. It's not quite.
That
It's
card's
like
amazing.
a little bit slower, but I'm going to keep running it just because I'm waiting on the the 980 Ti. That's the one I want the most. But
Yeah.
if you guys see one of those on fire sale, that's what I'm 780 Ti on fire sale. People are getting rid of them, like that kind of thing, because the 9 series is the new thing. If you guys see those on sale,
But I honestly
power consumption's better on this one. They
but
run
that-
cooler.
So that's my thought. If you run your computer a lot, especially if you keep it on all the time, and especially if you're a nightly gamer, I honestly feel like you could save 30, 40 plus dollars over the course of a year running a 970 versus a 780.
I don't know how much it really. We need to do. You've
That's a
got
good
the
question.
kilowatt.
I got that right here.
Because Wendell and I did the math on this for it was when everyone was screaming that the AMD 8 cores were going to cost you like $50 a month extra compared
Yes.
to the i5. So we did the math on that, and it turns out it was like $12 extra per. No, it was like $9 extra per year if they're
So
if
not
you're,
much.
if you're gaming on average 3 hours a day.
So
That was everyday gaming 3 hours.
So that to me says that my speculation just now could entirely be wrong, but that's I guess why they have devices like this. This is my new kilowatt, by the way. If you guys haven't seen this one, the model is P4330, and I got this because it can keep track of peak wattage, which I'm kind of stoked on.
So I mean, I guess the idea here, I mean, the best thing to do with that would be you can get a really good idea of everything that's running. So
Yes.
you'll know how much you're pulling from your system and your monitor all plugged into this. You'll know what a general computer pulls, because it's
Yeah.
for me it's not enough to just know what one little part of the system pulls. I like to have a more real life perspective on things.
And
Like,
these are cool too because you can actually input how much you pay per kilowatt hour, and it will tell you just a dollar amount. Like, here's how much money you saved.
oh, that really?
Yeah, it's always kind of nice.
And we did all that stupid math.
It's all built into there for you.
I mean, it felt really good to do all that math because like when you're in school, everyone's like, "I'll never use this." I'm like, "That's because you're retarded and you're going to work at a." I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to say that. Yes, it's my freaking channel. I can say retarded if I want to say retarded.
It just means slower.
Yeah, and brain damaged. No, I can't say that. I'm going to say it anyway. Anyway, so I've already gone past that. Political. You're offended. I don't care. So yeah, if you're stupid, then no, of course you're never going to use math. But it felt really good to not be stupid for a minute and use math and have to go ask Wendell if that was correct.
Is Wendell good at math?
Yeah. On average, I'd say.
Probably.
There's a good probability of that, yeah.
All right.
He's got some kind of a degree in something that makes him good at math, science or something.
That's what gave him the math aptitude,
Yeah.
the degree.
I think he
it.
had the aptitude first. He's
Yeah.
had a bad
Yes.
aptitude, always got in trouble for it.
Oh.
All right. Is there anything else we should talk about?
Sure. Why not?
Is
There was a Samsung article.
Oh, I didn't even look at that Samsung article. The future phone, I didn't read that, so.
It looks like a clickbait.
It does. The Samsung's future is falling apart. Screw you, tech whatever website.
Yeah. This
Tech Res, is that what it is?
Tech,
What a stupid name is that?
Res,
It's almost as bad as Tech Syndicate. That's a stupid name.
Resurrected Technology.
Yeah.
And we're back to the thumb article.
Well,
Okay.
all right. Well, we need to go and see other people before I leave town. So yeah, we got to do this more often.
We should.
Maybe not in Los Angeles because it's freaking hot.
It's only hot because summer isn't leaving.
I'm
us
uncomfortable.
for some reason. But there's air conditioning.
Well, in here, but I mean, like in general, when I'm here, I'm uncomfortable. You definitely need to come up and hang out in the snow for a little bit.
I should visit New England. I've heard it's a lovely place. I've been to Boston. I've been to a few places.
Boston's like it's like a separate entity. It's like the city people can be a little bit more uptight, I guess, compared to.
Bostonian?
I mean, the people in Boston are cool. It's just you get something totally different once you go into the woods.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
like you go into the woods of New England, and it's just a totally different world.
a
You know, like
little bit more rural.
yeah, everyone's making their own stuff and selling their own stuff and arts and crafts and weird naked people running around in the woods and stuff like that. And you're like, what's going on here? I don't know. Everybody's a hippie up here. It's kind of fun.
Sounds
And,
amazing.
Yeah, go up to Maine and everybody's eating blueberries and throwing lobster at each other and stuff. I don't know what happens.
I like blueberries.
Yeah.
Awesome. I wanted to show everyone this random product.
All right.
Just,
How much are they paying you for this plug you're about to
They're
give them?
paying me $0 for this. I'm excited about this because here's the thing. I do video production here, and I tend to it's just me, so I film myself a lot. So this is actually a USB hub, and it's an on-the-go hub. And I'm excited about this because this is going to allow me to connect my tablet to my camera and use my tablet to monitor the camera while I'm recording myself.
Wait a minute. So okay?
Yes.
I thought you were just going to be able to use it for storage, but now you can do more
It's
than
not just storage. So it's got a little cradle for your phone. This is like a first from Asia product from Newegg. Swear to God, guys, I am not being paid or endorsed or anything for this.
You just thought it was cool and stole
This is
it.
a random thing that popped in.
You
I
stole
was
that
like,
from.
I was like, hey, let me have that.
He was at Newegg today. You took that. Are you taking it back?
Yes, I'm borrowing it. I'm totally going to return
Are
it.
you allowed to do this?
Of course. It's all legit.
I'm
So
not sure I
yeah,
cut that part.
it's kind of I don't care. Leave all this in. We're not going to cut any of this out.
You're going to get fired from the job you just quit.
Well, so it goes. But yeah, I just like it because it's got the hub in there, but on the go. And anyway, it's kind of fun. It's a little dot cradle
I think
thing.
it's stupid, and it's she needs to go straight back where it came from.
It has a good review rating on it so far.
They took our jobs.
The people writing reviews
Oh no, whoever made that product
over the product did.
should have been made in Texas. You know where quality comes from.
Oh, because it's first from Asia.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You know, and whatnot.
I want to make another a secondary thing called Second from Asia. It will be slightly crappier products that come 2 weeks later
Oh yeah.
for the same price.
I can see people doing that.
Who
Just
wants
for
to invest? I'm doing a Kickstarter.
That'll be huge with the hipsters. They love the irony. It never gets old, does it? I was waiting for someone to answer, but there's no one there. The dog.
Do you ever ask people questions and the response comes from the camera?
That happened once. But I took something that Kane gave me.
Oh.
I think it was peyote or something. Oh no, it was coyote. Coyote. It's like the
K-Nody?
coyote. This is gone to hell. All right. Well, I'm glad I came out here for this crap. Well, now
I am happy to have appeared on this episode of The Tech.
we'll see you guys in some other videos some other time. And let us know if you guys want more Paul. We can make it happen through the technology of the technology.
I'm happy to be here. I will create digital representations of myself and spread them all over the internet.
And you guys can also subscribe to Paul's Hardware.
You could.
And also Paul himself.
You can. I'd be happy to have you. I do videos, sometimes here, sometimes in the garage. I try to make them fun though, and I try to make them based on information and science.
Not persuasive, manipulative marketing things.
No, I hate those things.
And that's what we like around here
I
too.
find them abhorrent.
Very well, we're all agreed.
We're on the same page here.
All right, everybody, we'll see you later. Bye.
Thanks for watching.
Yep, go buy stuff somewhere.